I really hate being bored, and I'm guessing that you might be as well. Like, we run around frantically between this job and that job, and while we're waiting for a coffee, we're on our phones and we're doing stuff, and it's like, bored. I just don't want to be bored. Boredom is like death, but it doesn't have to be. Why is it that we hate being bored, and yet we're quite happy to go on vacation and sit with our feet up and having a cool drink by the pool for hours and hours on end? Why is it that we're quite happy to be bored on vacation, but not bored in our normal everyday lives that go the other 50 weeks of the year? I think the reason comes back to what happens when you don't have things to do. When you don't have things to do, you can only be with yourself. All of a sudden, your thoughts start to turn inwards. You might be scared of what you'll find inside. So you run around frantically doing things. Like, you're at work, you're at lunchtime, you don't want to stop and think about, is this job the right thing for me? How is my life going? You just want to keep going because you're thinking, well, I can't change anything anyway. Why have those thoughts? Just get on with it, move on. But I came across a quote the other day which has blown my mind. The quote is from philosopher and scientist Blaise Pascal. Now, he said, all humanity's problems stem from the inability to sit in a quiet room alone. I'll say that again. All humanity's problems stem from the inability to sit in a quiet room alone. I'm kind of like, I heard that, wow, that is profound. The reason it's profound is the reason we chase not being bored. If we can sit in a room alone, what we're going to find is nothing but ourselves. And we'll start to think about our own lives a little differently. Now, the bridge between vacation and work, busy, is, for me, there's a little bridge in there that's recently been built, and that bridge is meditation. Now, I'm not going to tell you you have to meditate, but just hold there with me for a minute. When I meditate, I am forced to be in a quiet room alone for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And all of the busyness, all of the desire to not be bored disappears. I get very close to the state that I'm in when I'm vacationing, well, on vacation. And that's one of not so much suspended reality, but one of myself. I'm just with myself. There's no other distraction. That's the thing about vacations. You don't have as many emails, you don't have bills to pay. You're suspending that, I think, false reality to force you to go back into the real reality, which is in your own head, your own consciousness. So for me, meditation has been the bridge. Now, I've extended that further to, I can now, I'll lay in bed and I'll just lay there for 10, 20 seconds, just deeply breathing, not thinking I have to go to sleep, not on my phone, just laying there, just to be. I'd encourage you all to do it. I'm doing it more and more now. While the pot's boiling and there's a jug boiling for a cup of tea, I'm not in there doing this anymore, checking my emails. I'll still take my phone with me to get the cup of tea, but I won't pull it out and start checking stuff. I'll just sit there and watch the pot boil. My kids are probably like yours. They walk around the house doing everything with one hand. Everything's one-handed for fear of missing out on something, that keeping busy. I don't want to miss out. I don't want to be bored. I'm not going to tell my kids to do this because that's a lost cause for now. But for you out there who are probably over the age of 20, just put it away for 5 minutes. Just don't be addicted. I don't want this to be a post about get off social media or anything like that. Hey, big guilty one here. But I just want to give you the thought of getting in those spaces to be silent, to sit in a room quietly alone. The only person that's going to be there is yourself. I think you're going to like the person that you find. It'll be like that person that you find on vacation. It'll be that person who just doesn't have to think about career and think about bills. It's just being on your own, in your own consciousness. That's all it is. It's had a huge impact on me, and I hope that by sharing this, maybe that little bridge, meditation, or just sitting quietly, or just avoiding your phone for 10 seconds might help you. Now, one little technique, I'm going out on a limb here, but one little technique that I've done quite often, if I'm fully stressed, or if I just feel like everything's escaping me and racing away, I just stop. It can be in a car park, it can be at work. I just stop and with my eyes open, just focus on a spot and just breathe in and breathe out. And just think about my breaths nice deep breaths. Do that for about 10 seconds, only 10 seconds. If you can close your eyes, do it. If you're sitting at a desk and a boss is watching, you can't close your eyes, but just sit there, hands planted to the desk or on the steering wheel or wherever, even laying in bed, and just give yourself 10 seconds. That's all you need to get going. I hope that helps. I'm Stephen DiPietro. Thanks for tuning in.